Hello. My name's Nelly and welcome back to my channel. Something a little different. I thought instead of live streaming my nail art that I kind of uploaded as a regular standalone video, kind of more tutorial-esque, whereas during live streams I feel like I'm not really talking about how I'm doing the art, but just doing it and then conversing with chat, which there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel that I prefer tutorial-esque videos, something where I can go into further detail on how and why I'm doing what I'm doing for the nail art kind of thing. And I know it seems like I'm milking my chrome nails on regular polish video, but I feel like I peaked with that. I love them so much. I keep thinking about it. I'm like, I want to wear them again. And yeah, so for the first video that is more tutorial-esque, more in-depth kind of thing, I have my chrome powder with regular air dry polish. I know I already uploaded a short, so those that prefer short-term content, whatever, there's that. But for those that want a more in-depth detail video on how I went about it, I think this is it. So it's not going to be as long as a live stream, obviously. It's also something new for me. I'm so used to creating nail art, and specifically for like short tutorials, like reels, shorts, whatever, and editing wise for a more in-depth tutorial, it feels weird. Like I have to hold myself back from cutting too much or making it appear too quickly to move on to the next step kind of thing. So bear with me as I learn to navigate a new style of video for me. I did do nail art tutorials in the past, but like that was in my infancy kind of phase, and obviously it's been years now, I think, since I've last uploaded an actual long form nail art tutorial video, so I don't remember what I did. And here we are. All right, enough yip-yapping. Let's get on to the video. So for the colors of choice, I have here on the left, Holo Taco's I'm Over Brew. In the middle, Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco that I did get in PR. And then the chrome powder is Sunset Field, and this is something I purchased off Amazon. The key thing here is to use a chrome powder that's translucent. This one is translucent, meaning it allows me to see the effects that's underneath the powder, meaning it should allow me to see the magnetic effect that I'm going to be doing with the magnetic taco after I apply the chrome powder. There is chrome powder out there that is very, very pigmented. For example, if you wanted to do isolated chrome nail looks, usually it's either silver, gold, or any other metallic color. And the purpose is that it provides full coverage, meaning you don't get to see underneath. It's not transparent, it's not translucent. Now for this look, I am going to be doing both hands. So I'm starting off with 2 coats of I'm Over Brew and then slowly building that up. I like to work in thin coats. If you were to ask me how long did this take, from what I remember, it took me 4 hours. However, again, I was recording, so it was me trying to make sure I'm in frame and everything. I feel like the time would be different if I were to do this without recording something, you know, like not having the camera in front of me and whatnot. So piggybacking off the I work in thin coats statement that I made, I think that helps in allowing all these layers to fully dry, because I do wait a long time for these to dry, because oftentimes I'm distracted by whatever I'm watching on the tablet as I do my nails, or I'm scrolling on my phone kind of thing. So like I lose track of time and I'm like, okay, this feels dry to the touch. And then I go into my next coat. So it's not like I have an exact number or time frame of like when I go into the next coat kind of thing. It's unfortunately, it's really just vibes, kind of like with seasoning your food. It's really just off vibes, you know? So definitely work in thin coats. If you work in thicker coats, that's on you. That's not my realm. You're likely having to wait longer than if you had worked in thinner coats. And these are the hands with 2 coats of I'm Over Brew. And I just gotta say, man, this color schmaxy. I love I'm Over Brew. I think it's such an underappreciated color and it should be talked about more. I don't know. So now that these are fully dry, meaning I can touch them, I can rub my finger on it and it's not smudging, it's not squishy and all that stuff, I'm gonna go in with my magnetic topper. Again, this topper was sent to me as gifted PR by Holo Taco. There's no correlation with this video. I'm not obligated to do anything or post any content, create any content. I'm just using it for myself. So for the magnetic topper, I'm only doing one coat of it, and then I'm gonna magnetize it with the horseshoe magnet, creating the glass bead effect. I know in the gel polish world, essentially all the magnetic effects are called cat eye effect, but in the regular polish realm, each effect has its own name, and this one is called the glass bead effect. And I'm using my prototype here, and as of right now, I don't have it out for sale. So I'm sorry that if you're curious on this, but I'm still working on it. And yeah, I magnetized it for 1.5 minutes, and that's because I didn't really want a tight glass bead. I wanted it to kind of expand a little bit so it's not as small. Like I wanted it bigger, I guess. And I feel like if I magnetize it less, it creates that effect. So I went ahead and did that to all of my nails. And as you can imagine, spinning for 1.5 minutes for 10 fingers kind of adds up in time. But oof, I love the glass bead effect so much. It's so much more visually interesting in my eyes. Like, look at that. I could have just left it at this, honestly, but the chrome powder talks to me. It speaks sweet nothings to my ears. So usually under normal, like non-chrome powder circumstances, I would go in with my water-based polish to keep the magnetic effect in place because it acts as a barrier. However, since we're going in with chrome powder, I just waited for the magnetic topper to fully dry to touch where I can tap on it, I can rub on it lightly, and that to me was a good indicator that I can continue on to the next step. Because the next step is the chrome powder, I kind of thought to myself, because I remember seeing a lot of the gel people, when they do chrome powder nail looks, it's usually on a shiny surface. So my thought process was, well, the magnetic topper is theoretically shiny. I don't need to add a top coat to it. So because of that, I just went straight in with the chrome powder. I didn't add a top coat to it. I just went straight into the chrome powder. If my polish were to have dried matte, then I could see where I would need a glossy top coat added and then going in with the chrome powder. But because again, the magnetic topper dried glossy, I just went in with it. So as you can see, I'm using a finger to rub the chrome powder on. Someone on the shorts videos that I uploaded mentioned how you could get contact dermatitis with chrome powder. I try to look it up, but like unfortunately the research wasn't like populating what I wanted to know about. It started talking about other types of powders, and like I'm not sure because like, yeah, I'm touching it with my finger and rubbing it on my finger, but also the chrome powder is getting on my skin as well. So wouldn't that just make chrome powder a terrible thing to apply in general because it's touching skin regardless? That's my thought process. However, just as a safety precaution, I did purchase finger condoms, whatever they're called. I don't know. They're just for the fingers. Like it's gloves, but only for the finger portion of the hand. Like it's not an entire glove because like it felt silly for me to use up an entire glove just to apply chrome powder, you know? So that's what I purchased for me to do in future cases of where I want to do chrome. But in here at this time, this was my first time experimenting with chrome powder. So I'm like, my finger's cleaned. I don't have any oils on my finger. I'm just gonna raw dog this shit and piggy dip my finger on the chrome powder and rub it, you know? And hey, I think it worked out great. I think I have better control when I use my finger to rub the chrome powder in, because I feel like if I were to use like an eyeshadow applicator, I wouldn't be able to sense how much pressure I'm putting on my nail, you know? But that's just me. So something I keep failing to mention that I've done since the first thing I've ever done to these nails was wrapping the tip. Please, please, please wrap your nail tips, especially if you have your nails long enough. I know those with more nubs, meaning your nails are literally your nubs. It's gonna get messy, but I guarantee you wrapping the tips and then just kind of working on cleaning that off is gonna extend the life of your nails. At least that's what I've experienced. So now that the chrome powder has been applied, I'm going in with my water-based polish. at this time of recording the video, my only water-based polish that I had on hand is Holo Taco's Peel Off Base Coat. As the name suggests, its main objective is to peel off. And yeah, it might not be the best thing to use as a water-based top coat replacement, but I've been using it constantly for almost years now at this point as a barrier of sorts for my magnetics. Like, that's what I apply when I want to hold the magnetic style in place, and I thought it would work with chrome powder. The one thing I do recommend though is designating a specific bottle for chrome powders only. And here I am transferring some of my peely base over to an empty bottle, and that bottle is going to be my designated chrome powder only water-based polish. And that's because, hey, chrome powder still transfers just ever so slightly. Not as egregious as it would have if I just went in with a top coat, a regular schmegular top coat. The reason why I didn't went in with a regular top coat instead of the water-based polish is because in my mind, I thought that a regular top coat was just gonna take away the chrome, because the viscosity of a regular top coat and the chemical compounds, the solvents in a regular top coat, are completely different than a water-based polish, aka this peely base. Like, its density is much less than a regular top coat, and I feared that the regular top coat would just smear my chrome powder away or just transform it more into a shimmer effect versus an actual chromey effect. I haven't tested it yet, but it is on my to-do list to see if there's really a difference in whether I went in with a top coat straight away or if a water-based solvent top coat / base polish is the key to get the chromey look on regular air dry polish. So yeah. Again, even with this peely base / water-based polish, I am wrapping the nail tip because I didn't want the chrome that I had rubbed on the nail tip to go away essentially after I apply top coat. And I'm being meticulous in making sure I engulf the entire nail in this water base because, again, I don't want to miss a spot. A lot of these steps that I'm doing are very much a precautionary kind of step for me. Like, I don't, just in case, a what if, you know, a regular top coat ruined it and now I have to do this shit over again, you know? So I rather just play it safe and use something that I know has been my safeguard in doing nail art looks for a hot while. So definitely wait for the water-based polish to be fully dry. Do not immediately go in with a top coat. It needs to dry like any other regular air dry polish. So once the peely base or the water-based polish was completely dry to touch for me, I went ahead with my top coat of choice. This one is Mooncat's Speed Demon top coat. I just like it more because I feel like it gives me that really plump and glossy look that sometimes is seen on gel manis. So you don't have to use this one. You don't need this one. Just use whatever you have on hand, whichever one's your favorite glossy top coat. So go in with that. And the same thing as always, I am making sure I am covering the entire nail in top coat, and I'm also wrapping the nail tip because the last layer was a peely base. The thing with peely base / water-based polish that I noticed is that I could easily wash off the peely base with just water, and so I'm sealing it in with this top coat. So that's why, again, it's very important to wrap the tips. I'm also only showing you on my right hand, so I'm doing this with my non-dominant hand. This should kind of showcase how achievable this look can be. Like, the fact that my left hand can do this on my dominant hand, I think this is a pretty cool effect for what seems to be somewhat little effort. I think the most tedious thing is honestly the magnetic topper and magnetizing it to your style kind of thing. But I really love how these came out. Like, it's been a hot while since I had both hands matching. Usually my left hand is my nail art hand where I do the actual nail art, and then my right hand tends to only get solid colors or, you know, whatever other quote unquote easy nail art I could do. Predominantly it's been magnetic so far, but I mean, look at them in the light. They're so good. I love them so much. I love how they turned out. And like, for this being my first time, and this whole attempt was very experimental experimental. Like if it failed at any point of the process, I would have started over, honestly. And then I needed to show these in low lights. Oh, come on, look at them. I miss them. I want them back on my nails. So what you're seeing here is my hands have been washed. In the previous shot, you could see some of the chrome powder sprinkle about on my skin. But after that shot, I went ahead and washed my hands because I wanted to see if it was easily washable. And yeah, it was. I also just dried them regularly. Like, do I still have some specks of chrome powder on around my skin? Yes. But that's gonna go away with like further hand washing / showering. And yeah, I really do enjoy these. I don't know how many times I can say this, but I'm curious to try other colors as the base color as well. I primarily went in with the burgundy because I wanted kind of like a red hue to come about. I felt like black might have been too stark and would have impacted it too much. Like it would have been too dark, I guess. And because the fit that I was wearing to the Polish in Beauty Expo, I had red shoes. And so I'm like, kind of a matching moment, kind of, sort of, stretching it out a bit. But yeah, curious to see what other base colors work, like a gray, a blue, a green, a purple, you know, like same exact magnetic style and the same chrome too. Like how much more can I do with like this 2 control subjects essentially? And then these are the nails a week after. So I did the design July 17th and then I started taking them off July 24th. So that's a whole week of wear. And it survived showers, it survived travel, it survived chores, and random skin itching, petting, you know, the stuff like that. So I had already taken off my left hand because I was in the middle of swatching, and I started experimenting with a polish remover on my left hand. I'm like, well, might as well take my right hand off. Like I'm already picking at it, and that to me is a telltale sign that I need to remove my manicure. I don't want to damage my nails by peeling off the polish, and it's time. They still look beautiful even a week later, even with the tip wear and tear, but like it was obviously time. And so the fact that they lasted and still look this good a week later, peely base didn't even peel for me, honestly. I will say, as I got closer to the removal date, I did put in an extra layer of top coat just because I wanted this mani to last a little bit longer. I really appreciated these. I learned a lot through these nails, and now I know that I can do a chrome technique, you know, with regular air dry polish. Does it require a couple more steps than if I were just to go in with gel polish? Yeah, but this was a very fun experiment, and honestly, that's what nail art is to me. It's a lot of like almost critical thinking plus also creative thinking. How can you achieve this look? What tools am I gonna use? And that's kind of like why I like doing nail art. I like creatively, critically thinking on doing designs and stuff like that. And this clip here, I'm just showcasing how incredibly easy it was to remove this look with Cracked Polish's nail remover that they just released. And hey, I'm an affiliate with Cracked Polish. If you like to support me and like to save some money, you can use my affiliate code Y10 to save 10% off your order. I do get a small kickback, so I really appreciate the support if you decide to use my code. But I was very impressed with this. I'm gonna gush about this remover. This is no longer about the chrome powder. You may leave if you want. Under normal circumstances, whenever I use a nail art look that has the peely base specifically as a barrier of sorts, either protecting my nail art from smudging and whatnot, I usually struggle with acetone because acetone doesn't impact the peely base. Peely base comes off with either rubbing alcohol, or sometimes I lick my finger and rub my saliva all over it. Like, you know, it removes itself with like water-based stuff, and acetone doesn't do that. But this remover took off my peely base, no issue. Like, you can see it coming out and like scrunching up and stuff, but not even acetone can do that. But this did. And what I love about this remover too is it doesn't leave me dry at all. Like, my pinky was done, and does she look ashy? No, It is perfectly hydrated. It doesn't have that white cast from the dehydration that acetone does either. And I was just like, damn, I need a backup of this whenever they restock, or even on Black Friday maybe. But I even messaged Monique on Instagram. I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. 1, I really like your remover. 2, it handled a burgundy shade like a champ. Usually with acetone, that would be getting all over my fingers. It would be getting in my cuticles and everything in between, okay? But with this one, with this polish remover, holy shit, nothing. It's like I never had polish on. Oh my gosh. So, hey, this is gonna be in my routine now. Thank you, Crack Polish, for sending this as gifted PR. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm probably gonna buy myself backups. So there's that. Next thing I wanna do too with these chrome nails is test out different water-based polishes as top coats and see how it compares to my ride or die peel off base coat. Cause yeah, there's a chance that the peel off base coat can lift and peel off because that's its designated duty, you know? And so I did buy a water-based top coat from Piggy Paints, and I have used it a little bit in regular schmegular nail art as a smudge-free / an oopsie fixer kind of thing. And it just takes so long to dry, and that's already my caveat that I have with it. And then the other thing that I purchased was from DRK Nails, and it was their glaze seal. And I thought it was a water-based polish, but it doesn't have aqua in the ingredients, and it does remove itself with acetone, whereas my peel off base and the Piggy Paints does not remove with acetone. So now I'm kind of designating that one specifically as just a smudge-free top coat. Like, I wish I would have read the ingredients, obviously, but it's a learning curve, and that's what doing nails is all about, in my opinion. At least for me, I like experimenting. All that to say that I want to compare those two, test them out with the chrome powder, and see how they fare compared to my ride or die peel off base coat. Because low-key, I kind of just want to keep using my peel off base coat. I mean, it lasted a manicure for a whole week. I think that's pretty admirable for something that is supposed to peel off, you know? So yeah, that concludes the tutorial. Let me know what y'all think. I still have another couple of videos that I've recorded for different nail art looks, and of course they need to be edited and whatnot. Oh, bless you, Bean Bean. She's been sneezing a lot. I've been documenting it. So that one was at 1:33. I don't remember what I said. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought. I do have other nail art looks that I've recorded in preparation for this new adventure I'm taking on this channel. I'm hoping that live streams aren't like gone forever, but I'll do them when I feel like I have time. I just didn't really enjoy the fact that after my work week, the weekend was then tasked with me thinking of like, oh, when am I gonna stream? And then I have to set up my stream setup, and that's also like a mental load kind of thing for me. So it just felt a little like my weekend was taken away from me, and I didn't enjoy that. But I do enjoy conversing like real time with the people that end up chatting. But I do want to test things out and see how this fares compared to live stream. But yeah, I'm hoping live streams aren't gone forever. Like I said, I'll try to do it when I can kind of thing. It might have to be after a work day, but even then has its own caveats because your girl is tired after a work day. But I'm still doing group streams. I'm not saying no to those. Those are so fun, and I don't want to miss out on them. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought about this. Don't forget to post on my communities tab, like whether it's your own nail art, whether there's press-ons, whether you found a dupe or something. Share it there. Let's keep it wholesome, safe for work. But yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hang out. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.